Hello, everyone. Welcome to another podcast. Hello, and welcome to episode 27 of the BL and Friend podcast. My name is Ben Lister. How are you doing today? Right, let's crack on. As you know, each week I have a guest to talk about their career, their hobby, their jobs, and from all different radio stations. It's the one, the only, and a mentor to many. It's the one, the only, Shed Craft. Hi, Shed. Welcome along.
Hi, Ben. How are you?
How are you today, sir? I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much.
That's good. We're going to chat a bit about your broadcast career, if that's okay today.
Yeah, that's fine. Yep.
5 questions. That's good.
Yep.
You ready to
Yep.
rumble in the jungle?
Oh, I am. Yeah. I do like a rumble.
Let's go for it. Question 1. Where did you start your broadcast career?
Okay. I first started my broadcasting career in 2018. It came about when at work, which is for a local council nearby, and we got a new member of staff coming to the team and talking to them, getting to know them and that. And it turns out that this member of staff used to work at a community radio station, and that was called Ignition Radio, which was in Stockton at Teesside. And the station had actually closed down for a while because they had some issues and things, and they were trying to resolve it with the people that were running it. And at that time, it was just about to start going again. And me being the joker, I tend to have a little bit of a crack on with people and stuff. And I says to, oh, me and you should get up early and do a morning show. You know, I said, that'd be really good before I come to work. And I was just joking, but she took it seriously, and she went and spoke to the guy who owned the place. And he says, oh, bring him down and we'll have a little test run, see how it goes. Anyway, I went down, had a go, got the buzz. And before you knew it, we were doing an evening show instead of the morning show, because we didn't like the idea of having to get up early in the morning. And so we did a Thursday night show from 6 o'clock till 7. But as we got more popular and more into it and everything, we extended that till 8 o'clock. And we even had a girl that used to come in as an apprentice who was training at the local college, doing radio. She came in to get some works experience as well. So that was the 3 of us doing a show together. And we did that for about a year and a half, something like that. And then we decided to split because there wasn't many new presenters coming into the show. And it wasn't really taken off like it was expected. We then all like split up and did 3 shows to make it more busier on the airwaves sort of thing. It was internet radio, so it wasn't FM or digital radio or anything like that. It was only on the internet. So that was really difficult to try and get people to tune in. I don't think a lot of people know that they can actually tune in to a radio station online, which slows it down a little bit, I think. So that's basically it, really.
Yeah. Question 2. Who were your inspirations in broadcasting when you were starting out?
Right. Well, for many years when I was younger, there was always music in the house. Not that my parents could play instruments, but obviously they played music. And so it'd always been around. And I was born in the 60s, so I was brought up with all the 60s and 70s music. And I was always buying records when I had a chance to do that when I was younger. And the people I used to listen to on radio when I was the likes of Gary Davis and Steve Wright and Kenny Everett. They were like the 3 main people who were putting shows together each day, and I just loved listening to them. I thought they were absolutely great. So yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah.
So that was basically where my music interests came from. And the other thing, being on the radio, you always seem to get a buzz, don't you? Being there, I don't know whether you get that.
Yeah, I get a buzz. Yeah, I love radio, me.
Yeah.
It makes me feel new and alive.
Well, yeah, it does. Yeah. So that's basically where my inspiration of music and the radio came from.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. Question 3. What is your favourite part about the job?
Okay. So again, going back to that buzz, what you get when you're on air, which is really good. And I always believe, in fact, I was told this a few years back, that if you can play one song and it makes somebody smile, brings back a memory, then that's it, job done. You don't have to have hundreds of listeners, although it is nice. um, and being on the radio, um, the other parts I like about it is the fact that I can think of ideas of to add into the shows, and trying to find new ideas gives you something to do, and it's really inspiring. I feel I really enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah. Now we'll move on to question 4. How has COVID affected your life and line of work?
Right. So my day job was a bit strange from March 2020 when we all got sent home and told to work from home. Never done that before. But continuation with the radio from March, that still was happening. The radio show was still going out into the hospital. And it wasn't until I think it was about the end of July, August of 2020, when we were told that we couldn't do radio shows. That lasted for about 6 months. And following that, we got back about 6 months later into the show. So it has had a big, massive effect on radio shows. And a lot of the people who also worked in the hospital radio alongside me, they were tend to be elderly people and people with disabilities and things. So they weren't really coming anywhere near the hospital. They were staying at home all the time. And it's taken majority of the time. And there's not everybody is back at the station at the moment because they're still worried about going out in the area, and especially going into a hospital. Although a hospital should be the safest place, really, shouldn't it? But a lot of people think there's people in there with COVID, so they tend to keep away, and they don't want to obviously catch COVID. So I think for their own safety, they are staying away. But we are up and running again at the hospital with the programs. We have a good schedule. We have a continuous loop of music playing all the time, and lots of different shows get sent in as well. People who have their own studios at home, they can then do a program, email it in, and it can be sent out into the hospital for the listeners to listen to. So that's that's how it's affected Radio Stitch in North Tees Hospital in Teesside.
Brilliant. Last question on the list. We'll get it done nice and quick. What advice would you give to young, aspiring broadcasters who are starting out?
Right, I would say to them, if it's really what you want to do, then go for it. Check out training at colleges, universities, because they do have one in Teesside area where you can learn to be, well, you can learn all the aspects of radio, and you can learn how to record and things like that. And there's also a university in Leeds that does a radio university courses, and try and volunteer at as many radio stations that you can, or just one if that's what you want to do. But my main advice would be to go for it. Just try and get into it as big as you can at a younger age as possible as well, because the younger you are, the more chance you've got of being noticed in the future and having a good career from it. So that would be my advice to any young people.
Brilliant. That's it for
Okay.
today. Thank you for joining us, Shed.
Okay, no problem.
Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for joining me. It has been a pleasure. Hope it learned you all something. Thank you for joining me, all of you on YouTube and on my Wix.com website. But for one more time, please give it up for the legend that is Shedcraft. Don't
And the
forget
legend
this.
Ben Lister.
I'm not a legend. Don't forget this will
Could
be
be one
available
day.
on my Wix.com website and my YouTube channel. So don't forget to stay tuned. And thank you very much for watching and listening. And that's a wrap.
Wow, that's a wrap.